of Bryce Ingram II, the #1 ranked player in Chicago high school basketball, and he has a chance of making his dreams a reality and becoming an NBA player in the very near future. His game took a huge leap in his junior season, and now, averaging well over 30 points per game in his senior campaign, he has made a name for himself around the nation, drawing comparisons in style of play, as well as his physical mock-up to the likes of Anthony Edwards, a 6'4" point guard with insane athleticism to finish around the rim. A very impressive shot-creating ability in the mid-range, with great footwork and a solid handle of the ball. Not to mention, a silk touch on the release. Skilled enough to use the glass for easy baskets. Strong enough to convert through the contact on drives. All the while having raw defensive skills with plenty of upside that can make him a legit two-way threat in the pros. Not a perfect player by any means, but he plays the game the right way. No plays off. First one in the gym, last to leave. The work he's put in has made him the player that he has become today. But in the blink of an eye, it can all be taken away. Being a kid in the inner city isn't easy, but basketball has always been his saving grace. And with one last thing to cross off the to-do list, Bryce and the Panthers punched their ticket to the state championship game.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our coverage of the Illinois High School State Championships. I'm Joe Lamy alongside Danny Hogger and Drake Hugo. Danny, we've got quite the matchup tonight between the Plainview Panthers and the North Beverly Bearcats.
Rubbing my hands together, a bit of a David and Goliath situation here. The Bearcats looking for their 9th straight title, but the Panthers have come out of nowhere, led by their star, MP.
He's the star of the show and has been nothing short of sensational all tournament.
Oh, he's a player that can cause a load of problems with his overwhelming talent. And I'll tell you what, Coach Altman and the Bearcats will have a plan, but some things he just can't account for.
And from the start of the game, Bryce left his mark. Using his athleticism to his advantage, and defenders having to respect his jumper, he was living in the paint. With the odds stacked heavily against him, having lost to this team for 8 consecutive years, Bryce maintained his poise and kept his team focused on the main goal the entire game. Garnering so much attention, he was able to get his teammates involved offensively throughout the game. And the team was willing to let him go to work whenever he finally got that isolation, using his veteran footwork and his craftiness to create space on the fall-away jumper, very similar to his player comp of Anthony Edwards. And the fact that he doesn't just play great offensively, but as an impactful defender as well, was truly impressive to me. Having played so dominant up to this point, that defenders don't know what move to defend, and that led to numerous easy looks. Even ended the game with a not-so-sportsmanlike play under the rim, showing off his imposing finishing ability. Bryce ended the game with another 30-point performance, adding 12 rebounds and 3 assists as well. Now, heading into FIBA on a championship high with a chance at a gold medal.
Edith Bauer, Sport Monatlich. I was wondering if you've had a chance to watch Spain's press conference from yesterday, specifically Ivan Almanza's comments saying MP is overrated and hasn't won anything against real competition.
Yeah, I saw it.
And?
He likes to talk. I like to play.
So no thoughts at all?
Like I said, I let my game do the talking. You know, so far it says that we have the best defensive rating in this tournament, and there's no accident to that. You know, we focus on what really matters over here, which is winning. You know, so he can do all that talking that he wants. But we're going to win tomorrow, and that'll speak louder than any soundbite that Almanza gives you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone, and welcome. It's the FIBA Under-19 World Cup Final. And what a matchup we have for you between the U.S. and Spain.
And that interview right there is what fully sold me on Bryce Ingram II. Maintaining composure and letting the talk be done on the court spoke to me as the new GM and scout of this team. He checks every box of a potential NBA talent, and this is only the high school film. His college career having been cut short after suffering a broken foot just 3 games in, this could be a swing and a miss. But then I see plays like this, and I'm like, nah, He's the guy I want to draft. This is the prospect for me. There has to be a reason he gets so much respect once the ball touches his hands. And the defense is the immediate tell. Bryce's ability to knock down jumpers consistently always leaves the defense concerned with contesting his shots. But what took it over the top for me was the fire that he had whenever he faced up against the trash talkers. Anyone who thought they could disrespect his game, Bryce made sure to make them answer for their wrongdoings. And that was heads up at the rim like men. Regardless of a positional or height difference, he always walked away with the last laugh. And he didn't stop at just one play. You had to pay that fee for the entirety of the game once you cash it in. And he did that to the #1 player in the nation on a national stage, making a mockery of his opponent's mishaps and having the upper hand throughout the game. Bryce was in his ultimate comfort zone, locked in on defense and controlling the break with pace, looking at angles, paying attention to a mismatch, and capitalizing on defensive lapses. And the result is golden. So go ahead, make your judgment call now. But I know what I see in this kid. And what I see is a star. A smooth 30 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists for Bryce, knocking down the trash talker, impressing a new GM, and a gold medal for his mantle. And here we are now in the beautiful city of Las Vegas, where I was hired to be the head scout and general manager of the team in its inaugural season. Having an NBA team in Vegas won't be easy, but that's why they hired a guy like me for the job. With the dreams we have for our organization and the city behind our backs, the possibilities are truly endless. Curating basketball culture won't be hard either. With the champion aces already in town and Summer League here yearly, the city has anxiously awaited our arrival. Alright, year one nights, we got DeAndre Ayton, Malcolm Brogdon, Peyton Pritchard, Mike Conley, Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, Valanciunas, Jonathan Isaac, Max Christie, Kelly Olynyk, Ryan Dunn, Bryce Sensabaugh, Andre Jackson Jr., and Bronny James Jr. And not just for the memes, trust me, we have a plan. Yeah, this team is doing way too good, so we gotta shake something up ASAP. We need a top pick in the draft, and 20-7 is not gonna help that cause. So with that being said, we're trading away our best player in Ayton for Capella and some draft capital, and we also gonna move Malcolm Brogdon's contract for some smaller deals, and then Harrison Barnes as well for another first rounder. Then we rerouted Clint Capella once more for another first round pick. But after all those moves, somehow we were still winning more games than I liked. So at the deadline, we desperately tried to make changes, but sadly for us, there was nothing out there. So we just kept on rolling throughout the rest of the regular season. We were winning more games than I expected. No way this team is winning so many games. We don't even have an 80 overall. Oh my God. Our pride and joy is hurt. No, what are we gonna do? What? Oh, he's back. Okay, cool. We good. No worries. And then we finished our very first season with a 48-34 record, even having gotten a Most Improved award for a guy in Peyton Pritchard. The team is a 3 seed heading into the playoffs, surprisingly enough. But thankfully, it was a quick first round exit to the Clippers. Here we go, pre-draft workouts. Let's go take a quick look at our boy Bryce, man. Yeah, the kid from earlier, I was serious about drafting him, man. His projections is all over the place, and now they're comparing him to Tony Parker and not Anthony Edwards. But I'm liking what I'm seeing, man. Although not particularly great at one thing, he isn't terrible at really anything. I mean, his court vision can be improved upon, but that comes over time, just playing in games and getting experience. But everything else checks out. The ratings don't jump off the page initially, but he harnesses an A+ potential. And I truly believe in the Las Vegas Knights organization, we can help him reach that potential and become a star in this league.
Without further ado, let's get to this NBA draft, man. And whatever happens, happens, bro. If they want to trade the first overall pick and don't get Cooper Flag, hey, Dallas, that's on y'all. But they will take Cooper Flag with the first overall pick. Second up on the clock, you got the San Antonio Spurs. They take Dylan Harper as to be expected. Third, you have Ace Bailey going to the Philadelphia 76ers. 2 Rutgers boys back-to-back off the clock. Charlotte is making a trade. Oh my God. No, y'all didn't. No. I'm reversing this. I'm reversing that. No. We're not doing that. The guy just won Defensive Player of the Year, and they're going to trade him for the first overall pick. No, we're not doing that. Evan Mobley's going back. Derek Queen will be going to Charlotte. We're not doing that. We're not, bro. No. Trey Johnson in Utah. Mayuwatch goes to Washington. Pelicans are trading their pick for what? Let me take a picture of this dumbass trade so I can reverse it. Why would the Spurs trade? Come on, bro. That's so stupid. Colin Murray Boyles will be going to where? Was that Washington? I don't even know who that was. What team was that? Oh, the Pelicans. I knew something goofy. BJ fell all the way to 8th, bro. The Raptors are trading their pick too for Jaylen Brown. Bro, this is the dumbest. When I say the dumbest, this is the dumbest simulation I've ever been a part of, bro. What the hell? Why would they trade Jaylen Brown? And our guy is still there, untouched. Nobody wanted him at 10. And I might be a fool for taking him. Well, we got another pick, don't we? Bro, because I'd be a fool not to take Carter Bryant right now, bro. I'm taking Carter Bryant, bro. We're taking Carter Bryant. I'm almost positive we have pick number 15. Blazers take Jeremiah Fierce. The Bulls took Yaki Jonas. The Hawks traded their pick. Oh, that we could let that stand. Jace Richardson goes to Miami. The Spurs, you better not take my guy. Okay, Nolan Traore. And now we take our guy here. I would have been a fool to leave Carter Bryant on the board. We just came the hell up in this draft, bro. Bryce Ingram, 6'4" point guard. Right outside. He should have been a lottery pick.
We get a steal at pick 10 with Carter Bryant and Nat Bryce at 15. We also re-signed Sensabaugh on his qualifying offer. And now we can go out there and see what money moves we can make come this free agency period. This could really be fun. I also took the liberty of rescinding those terrible trades that happened during draft night and pieced the league back together as best as I could. Then in free agency, we had money to go steal Naz Reid from the Minnesota Timberwolves and bring in a project player in a Bobo to a new organization. But he was being a little stingy. He told us no at first, so we had to go out there and give him a little bit more paper first. And once we did, he agreed to come to the team. And then from there, we just kept building. We went out and signed Mo Wagner. We signed Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Karis LeVert as well as trade pieces down the line. And then the major project piece of them all, overpaying Jonathan Kuminga in restricted free agency and bringing him away from the Golden State Warriors. Let's see if he can make something of his career. And then finally, Dennis Schroeder to wrap it all up.
Well, Dennis Schroeder in alongside Mike Conley to be mentors. They're obviously gonna play over Bryce and Bronny. Bronny might not even play for this team. I'm gonna just be real. Peyton Pritchard, I mean, he didn't. We'll see what player progression does. Peyton Pritchard, Karis LeVert, Max Christie, all at the 2 guard. We are deep at the 3. We might end up trading or releasing one of these guys. Probably Bruce Brown. We shouldn't have bought in. We'll see what player progression does for us. Nothing crazy. Mike Conley dropped 3. That's to be expected. Max Christie jumped 3. Ryan Dunn also jumped. Kuminga didn't get that much better. Bronny James, okay, went up by 3. So he's a better player than Bryce. LeBron James plans to retire and is eligible for a farewell tour. If you say yes, their plans to retire cannot be reversed. Allow them to go on a farewell tour. Yes.